weeks back when she explained how she was not in love with her husband and how she wanted a divorce. This got over, like, I believe 4 million views, and since then she's reconciled by posting videos of her husband, how much she loves him, and how much they're going to work things out. I am here to tell you the unfortunate truth that this marriage is over. I've seen this video, and I'm going to break down exactly what she says that indicate the key factors that will tell you or anybody who's married that your marriage is over.
But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog, where all of those things, okay?
Sign number one, she's already made up her mind. She told her husband, I want a divorce. Not that I'm thinking about one, I want a divorce. And plus, she had already spent a lot of time, possibly months, on planning.
Yeah, once you verbalize that to your spouse, like, I want a divorce. I've seen this video, by the way.
Okay.
I just realized it. Yeah, but I didn't see his breakdown. I saw the original video. Once you verbalize that to your spouse, like,
you've already made up
made up your mind.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's any coming back from that. Like, that's hard.
You've already went through the process.
There is a coming back, but it's very hard especially even for the person you're with now to overcome the insecurity of you telling them, I don't want to be married to you no more.
Mm-hmm.
So
the logistics, who gets what, how long are the kids going to be with you, who gets a dog. She's already made up her mind that she's willing to do this. She's prepared herself mentally that she's going to do this and commit to this. So when it happens, she is ready for it. That is sign number one.
I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always happen are not met.
Sign number two, expectations. A lot of people that I counsel who are at the end of their marriage about to get divorced always say, I went in with expectations. I went in thinking that I can change him or her and they can become the person that I had envisioned. They went into the marriage thinking they could change the person, not looking at who they were actually marrying. And you heard her herself. She said she's been married 10 years to this guy. She loves everything about him, but she's not in love with him because there was a version of him that she wanted and didn't get. She also said that since the beginning of the relationship, she's been looking for something in the relationship that's not there, which indicates unfulfillment. She's never truly been in love with her husband because something has not been present. Her own words, not mine.
The reason that pushed me to even bring up divorce and talk about it was the fact that I feel like I can't be myself with my husband. And it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old. I am a mom of 3. And I still don't know who I am. So for me to be like, oh, I can't be myself or you don't love me for who I am isn't really fair because I don't know who I am.
How does this make any sense?
I mean, it does. It actually makes a lot of sense because how are you going to know who you really are if you don't know God?
Right.
If you don't know Jesus gives you your identity.
So she's thinking that she's going to divorce her husband so that she can then I can find myself and find out who I am.
She said that she can't be herself, but she don't know who she is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So who you want to be when you're...
But again, like, when you look at a lot of these love stories, there's nothing you can really nail down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why you fell in love. In terms of, like, for them. It's like, I just feel it.
Well,
like,
I think that's because the idea of love has been so, like... convoluted and just mysticized over the years through our idea of, like, stories and you know, watching Disney stuff, and like love to them is just this ethereal feeling that you'll know it, and it's just, you know, this Disney princess moment instead of love being an action. Love being like literally a work that you have to do.
You know, he says it like, oh, she's not in love with him. Like, did you hear when he said?
I heard him say that.
But like, okay, what does that mean? Yeah,
because I heard women say that plenty of times. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Like, you hear people say this thing, What does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. Like, you have to define these things.
Yeah.
You can't work through stuff if you don't define what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what so many people are going through, because how do you, okay, you're supposed to be faithful. Why?
Yeah.
For what reason?
Yeah.
And so then it's like, if you don't define that, then you're just living by a rule that you don't really know why.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't, you're going to be mad at somebody because they don't do something. And then people are like, well, I just cheated on you. It's not that big of a deal. How many times have you people saying this now? They're putting that online now, right? Because nothing makes any more sense because nobody's defining anything.
Yeah.
And like you said, what defines something is action, right? Oh, that's what that is.
Right.
You have to be able to see it.
Right.
The less it's seen, the more it becomes perverted.
Yeah. And that's the problem. I think women, men in general, we've all been brainwashed into thinking that love is this thing that I'm going to feel and not this thing that I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's always about what I'm going to feel and never about like, no, I need to love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I always say you don't fall in love, you grow in love. You can't fall into love.
If you fall into love, go ahead, James.
I was just saying this to my wife. We were talking about romance and love, and I said, you know, for me, my observation specifically, two things with women is if you ever really stop and pay attention to the movies that women like, pretty much all of the movies are based on some form of cheating or affair.
The
All
Notebook.
the love stories, Notebook, Pretty Woman,
Yeah.
all these movies that they love, it's something to do with a hot, heavy romance, but it involves cheating.
Yeah.
You go and look at
Titanic.
the
Titanic. Yep.
Titanic. She cheated on her husband
Yeah.
with a poor dude who dances. You know what I'm saying?
He's got the swagger, baby. She fell in love.
Right, right. And I said, you know, the idea of romance is based on a feeling, but it's based on these visual cues like opening doors and flowers and showing off. And it's like, is it good that a man is romantic in the beginning with you? Like he opens your doors, he buys you flowers, and he shows up at your job and he does all these things to get attention, and all the girls are jealous of you? Or is it better that your husband grows to love you and care for you deeper down the line, so your marriage and your relationship is growing stronger?
Yeah.
Because this idea is totally based on movies. Just and the same thing for men. For men, it's visual cues. We grew up watching the Victoria's Secret catalog, or we wanted Tyra Banks, or we wanted
Rap
beautiful
videos.
women.
Yeah.
Rap videos.
Yeah.
We're not looking at the tangibles, because listen, if we had Instagram, we'd be trying to reach Vita Guerrera and all the other big booty Latinas and black girls on Smooth Magazine and Double XL. You know what I'm
Melissa
saying?
Ford,
Melissa Ford. We'd be trying to do the same thing.
who's starting an OnlyFans, I heard, by the way.
Of course.
Yeah.
So all these things, we're indoctrinated to believe that this is value. And so
Yeah.
for women, if they don't, you didn't send flowers at the job and all the girls weren't jealous, and I wasn't the belle of the ball, so you couldn't love me because
Yeah.
Sandra got flowers. Her husband was out there singing, you know.
Yeah.
And for the men, you're not twerking and you're not overly sexual the way I want you to be, or
Right.
whatever it is. And we're trapped with this idea of what love and romance should be, how heavy, and how we should be showing off. We should be on Facebook Live,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying? It's like, and we were talking about that, and I was like, the problem with that is we're being indoctrinated. We're doing it to ourselves because we have slowly accepted that that's romance, that's love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think when you heard her say, like Moan pointed out, she said, "I feel like I can't be myself," even though she doesn't know who she wants to be. What she's actually saying is, you don't let me do whatever I want to do. Like women who say that I can't be myself with you, those are women that don't want to be led. Because a man, a husband, or a true husband is gonna put boundaries up and say, no, we're not doing that. No, or why do you feel the need to do this? Or why do you feel the need to post this on social media?
Well,
and then a woman who doesn't want to be led in that way is going to say, I can't be myself.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this again. It goes back to identity, and then it goes. They got together. She said they've been married for 10 years, 32, 22.
22.
So, and then he brings this up. We don't gotta watch it, but he kind of says like, you're not gonna be married at 22 and have an identity, so you need to wait. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
I think that we're not preparing our kids to be married.
Right.
So again, you're just falling into it because you're unprepared, right? That's what you're falling into unpreparedness.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're expecting things to work. That's not how anything works. You have to prepare ahead of time.
Right.
So when people are prepared ahead of time, you're not